8, first day of week 2. Remember, it is weigh day. You have to weigh yourself on the same scales at the same place, same time. We're in the same boxer shorts or whatever underwear every week to make sure that you get an accurate readout on the same surface as well. Make sure it's a hard surface. So I was 224.6 I think last week, so let's jump on the scales here. So there you go. So 22.0, so there would be like a 4.4 loss now. So this for the first week is spot on, so I'm happy with that. We will be increasing the cardio slightly from 20 minutes to 25 per session. I need to get my breakfast down me and my ass to the gym so we can get the cardio and get started by setting a high standard for day 1 of week 2 or day 8. All right, Groundhog Day. I'm on the way to the gym to get my cardio done. So we are increasing the cardio though to 25 minutes today. Increasing 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, a grand total of 10 minutes per day this week. Let's make sure that we don't allow the body to plateau. We will be changing exercises as well that I believe are like plateau busters. All right, let's get this done. We don't stop at 20 minutes today. We're going to be stopping at 25. Making sure if you don't have a heart rate monitor that you keep in, you're able to hold down a conversation like I am now, but you're out of breath. Remember, your heart rate should be around 65-70% of your maximum heart rate, and you should be able to get up a good sweat regardless of if it's cold or hot or whatever the climate within your gym. Remember, keep it consistent. This just feels good because I know I'm making a commitment. Anybody can start, anybody can say they're gonna put their toes in the water and begin these things, but how many people actually jump in and swim until the very end? Like, how many people are gonna start this video series, and you compare that to percentage that's gonna finish? You know, I hope you're not one of those people that's gonna drop off and, you know, come to live by excuse, because, you know, we all think we have unique situations. We all think the world's against us. We all think we got it harder than everyone else. We haven't got the genetics. We haven't got the time. We haven't got the lifestyle that allows us to progress. You know, poor me. We all say this shit. Shut the fuck up and just do it, man, you know? You can either do it or you don't. So that's exactly why I'm excited, because I'm one of these doers. And one of the reasons why I work out, or the main reasons, is because it pushes me to be a doer in everything that I do. So, enough talk, I'm gonna fucking do. Day 8 is here, the first day of the second week of this video series. Just like that, a week is done. We have legs, or quads I should say, along with lower abs and calves. Don't think that you should be leaving some into the tank. It's gonna get tough. You are just required to put in more focus and more intensity to apply to evolve every single day, week after week. Let's do this, let's get into it. All right, our first exercise is leg extensions. Now, you'll see that I'm putting in an additional principle here. I've got these bands. You can see I've got various colored bands here. So green is going to be the hardest, purple is going to be next down, and then we've got blacks and the reds. So if I put the straps on, I have a lot of resistance at the top, so I can really focus on the contractions. So it just changes that curve of where the stress is placed upon, whether it's at the beginning, midpoint, or end. In this case, it's going to be more so at the end, at the contraction point. If you don't have these straps available to you, you just go through the straight repetitions that I'm suggesting with just the usual resistance of the weight block, all right? Anyway, let's get straight into this. 2. Wow, that hit the spot. All right, so we did 3 sets there. The first set was with the resistance band, as well as some weight on a stack, enough that allowed me to reach failure at 20 repetitions. Rested for about 45 seconds, went again with a heavier weight that allowed me to reach failure at 10 repetitions with the resistance band on, and then when I couldn't do any more, I dropped the weight enough just to allow me to do an additional 20 repetitions. If you don't have the resistance band, you're just doing a double drop set there. So you do 10, drop, 10, drop. Now we're gonna go and head over to a compound movement. All right, our second exercise feels like our 4th or 5th is done, and that was a leg press. As you can see, I personally put the resistance bands on here. I put 2 on. I put the hardest, the greens, and the second hardest, the purples on here. So to begin with, had the bands on and enough weight that allowed me to reach failure at 30 repetitions. Rested for about a minute, put on more weights that allowed me to reach failure at 20 repetitions. And then for the third set, put on more weight. It was 10 repetitions to absolute failure. Once I'd reached failure there, I rested for about a minute, stripped some weight off, the same that I hit 20 repetitions on before, because this time on the 4th set, I wanted to hit 20 repetitions, and then I stripped it down again, and after a minute's rest, I hit 30 repetitions to failure. So did 30, 20, 10, and then 20, 30. It's like a mini DTT principle on there. All right, next exercise for legs. Our third and final quad exercise was a combination. It was a squat and a forward lunge. So we start off with a lunge, step back, and then squat, and then with your alternate leg, you lunge forward. What I was doing 10 repetitions with the lunge and 10 repetitions with the squat. So that was 5 on one leg, 5 on the other, and 10 total. Again, I rest for about a minute in between each one of these sets, and I did 3 sets. Now we're gonna go a little bit lower down the leg and hit the calves. We're quite limited to the different types of movement that you can do for this. So we're going straight back over to the seated calf again, as we will be doing throughout the rest of this trainer. Okay, calves, thank fuck, are done. I used the resistance bands again. This time I wrapped it around the end and I put some plates underneath the end of it when it was really tight. So I had a real good contraction at the top. First set was 30 repetitions to absolute failure. Put on more weight, did 20 repetitions. For the third set was around 10 repetitions. And then we reversed it where I went lighter then and did 20 repetitions. Again, after another minute's rest, I reached failure at like 30 repetitions. Now we've got lower abs to do, and we're gonna do a bit of a circuit for lower abs. we're done. We just finished abs, so I just wanted to come straight over here and finish my recage before talking to you. Abs are not a byproduct because you do them at the end. We do engage core a lot, especially throughout this workout when we were hitting legs, particularly the squats and lunges. However, abs do need their own work. I'm going to be the first to admit I fucking hate doing abs. What we did was a circuit, so we started off with lying leg raises at an incline, so that added extra resistance. I was reaching failure at around 15 repetitions, going nice and slow and controlled, and then as soon as I finished on there, I lay pronated face down on a Swiss ball. You know, I brought my knees in towards my chest. I did 20 repetitions there. Again, that was failure. I did a plank, and I was trying to hold the plank for around 30 seconds. I was starting with 15 reps, then I went up to 20 reps, and then about 30-second count of that plank. Once I rested for about a minute, I repeated that circuit. So we did 3 sets in total. So what does the recovery look like now? Well, the recovery looks like just had my recaged. In about an hour's time, I'll eat my food. I'm going to do my cardio a little bit later as opposed to straight after this workout today. It doesn't matter when you do it, as long as you get it done. Remember, your cardio is now increased to 25 minutes, and you've still got to do your 150 twists every single day. All right, I'll catch you guys later. It's the end of the day. Done 2 cardio sessions. You should have by now as well. And now I'm cooking up a little bit of a barbecue. You don't always have to eat everything out of a Tupperware container, as I keep saying. So, asparagus I have cooking over here. I got a little bit of coconut oil sprayed upon it to stop it from sticking. And a little bit of salmon here that's cooking pretty darn fast. I'm going to turn that down. So we've got a lean protein sauce here. Normally I'm eating white fish, but hey ho, a little bit of salmon today. Wouldn't have hurt anybody. So we're going to wrap that up, cook that on like a medium sort of heat, while my beautiful assistant here prepares the salad.
Hey everybody. So this is my favorite part of the meal, salad. Got some tomatoes. We have some fresh greens, cucumbers, and then we found some weeds outside that we thought would go great in here. So we picked a few weeds from the lawn.
There's a 4-leaf clover right there.
Yeah, 4-leaf clover. It's a lucky one. I was searching for it. We're gonna top it off with the, what do we have here? A little balsamic. Apparently no olive oil. I'm really heartbroken. No olive oil for this.
What about the lemon? Does that go in the salad, or does that go on?
No, the lemon I'm gonna squeeze on the salmon. I like a little bit of a tartness with my smoked paprika.
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 Alright. One thing that isn't too classy about having a barbecue when you're on a diet is that you have to weigh your food out still. So I've got salmon here. I'm having about 38 grams of protein per meal based on my body weight. So that gives me about 200 grams, just under, of salmon. So that's what I'm trying to weigh out here. 196. Perfect. That is my quota. And then I can add as much green salad as I want, because that's a fibrous carbohydrate. It's not that calorie dense, so I'm going to go to town on that. Ooh, this looks beautiful.
Oh, don't be shy.
Alright, that's it. Bon appetit.